In this video, we're going to see how AuthMind can identify and secure compromised AI agents through the misuse of roles. Starting from the dashboard, we have a playbook already activated and configured called Misuse of Roles by AI Agents. It has already identified one incident that shows us that one role called vendor scan role assumed an unauthorized role via a rogue AI agent. In this case, the agent was allowed to impersonate one role, and that role granted access to certain resources such as S3 buckets and the OpenAI API. Going into view-related accesses, we're going to see where the unauthorized role assumption happened and the risk that was identified. We can now see the activity of the agent and all the different actions that it took on the environment. The autonomous agent first assumed the vendor scan role, as we can see here. Immediately after, it retrieves some files from an S3 bucket. It then interacted with OpenAI APIs in order to perform the analysis of those files. This is where the rogue agent resulted in unauthorized role assumption and activity. What we see as the next step in the activity chain is that this vendor scan role assumed an additional role that was not authorized for this AI agent. It's called restricted payroll role, which gives access to an S3 bucket with sensitive and restricted HR payroll information. In this case, the rogue autonomous agent was able to escalate privileges and misuse the approved role to obtain access to sensitive data, which poses a risk to the organization. Through the identity security posture, we can also see a visual representation of all the activities that the autonomous agent performed. Now, in order to remediate such activity, we need to go into the automations platforms and review a workflow that we've built exactly for this purpose. Here in the automations platform, there is a job that we've created that is looking for unauthorized identity access. If I look at the specific job, we can see that it is triggered by the identity risk, which is the type of unauthorized AI agent access issue that we've seen earlier. Once we've seen that activity, we'll first trigger an action to disable NHI within Entra. Then, we'll create a ServiceNow ticket to review the next steps on the disabled NHI and monitor the actions required to be taken in order to prevent this from happening in the future. Last, we'll notify the security team on Slack. Once the NHI is disabled, the workflow is concluded. The NHI credentials are disabled, so the AI agent cannot access production assets anymore. Thank you.